specific $45 million opportunity that we are pretty confident in.
Question number 5. Are there plans to reduce the outstanding shares this month? What would prevent you from initiating another share reduction?
Well, we can control the authorized share level. So as we did in third quarter and reflected on that in the announcement last week of third quarter results, we dropped our authorized shares from 20 billion to 8.75 billion. We're continuing to evaluate whether we even need 8.75 billion even as a denominator. So we can affect that. As I've said in our shareholder letter, we expect our acquisitions to push us towards the 6 billion tops, somewhere between 5.5 and 6. I'm not to a place yet where it just makes sense administratively to drop the 875 to something else. But finance is looking at that. One thing that does do for us is it does actually reduce our operating costs each year. The higher your authorized shares, the more that it costs to operate. So there is some logic in dropping it down again, and we'll make some announcements on that if that's something we're going to do.
Next question is, curious why I can't find the government contracts on the GSA website.
Yeah, so I addressed this, I think, at length in the first Q&A, but I just wanted to grab this one since it came in again. And not everything we do is public, and you won't necessarily find all of our contracting as easily as that.
Are there currently DoD contracts that are in place that you aren't able to release details and revenues?
Yes and yes. Some things we can disclose, other things we just can't. I will say there are some new projects that will be very public, and we'll be able to energize the notion of what we're doing there in the coming months. So just be patient, and we'll have some additional public comments on public projects. I am actually working right now on a particular opportunity. I'm at a remote location right this moment, but we are very confident about that, and it's a phenomenal opportunity. So more as we can, but that one will be public, and we'll be able to disclose that fully.
Great. If the company reaches management estimates, will dividends become a part of the equity structure?
I like to see this. I'd like to see this happen. It'll be in the future, but as we proceed with our plans, including uplisting, I believe this is part of growing the company overall, and certainly in the long term, it's a mature company thing to do, and I'd certainly like to see us reward our shareholders with that type of benefit. So stay tuned as we get to be a more stabilized and growing company in the coming years. We'll certainly be evaluating that, and I hope to see that happen as soon as possible.
Are there plans to do a reverse split to increase the share price to uplist to the NASDAQ?
No, that's not the path that we intend to take.
Right. Can you provide an in-depth / clear explanation of what drives the price up and down?
Well, I think it's hard to, here's what we know from all of our results, right? We've had 4 months of significant results. We haven't announced May's yet, but I expect that will be in the same category. And we haven't had we've reduced the share structure by 12%. And between those two things, we haven't seen that reflected in our share price in any major regard. There was a brief push over 2, and then for whatever reason, somebody's selling against that. And I think we have a lot of day traders. I don't know about shorts in the market. I don't know that, but there's a lot of very in and out dynamic. And what we're going to ultimately end up with is larger investors, institutions, et cetera, taking positions, creating a floor that we can then build on as we're continuing to show the results that we have. So, the daily up and down, I don't know. If I knew that, I would share that with everybody so we could all be, enjoying the the price dynamic.
When the IR deck was released, now need 400% gains just to break even. My $32,000 invested in your company is now worth $8,000, and every day I lose hundreds more. Every day for 4 months. How can we trust the price action of the stock?
Yes, I certainly understand. Well, I can't give any financial advice because that's not my job and that's not what I know. I can tell you that I have complete and total understanding of the sentiment. You know, all of my wealth creation is tied to this company, and it's tied to us hitting the management incentives we have. So I'm right there with all of our shareholders, with all of our community. It's been very difficult to watch this slide the way that we have, particularly when we know that the value proposition is now, you know, depressed by 90% from where we think this is in our plans. So I have complete and total understanding. I'm all in, and I appreciate the community that's all in and the people that are standing with us. We will continue to execute. You know, that's what we can do. What I can offer is that we have the plans necessary and the people and the financing and the execution prowess to get from here to there. You know, this is as I've said before, this is a 15-year overnight success. So we know what we're doing. We've had plans for years. We're executing those plans.